Good morning, beautiful people. Yes, that's right. It is all official now. DeWanna Bonner has been waived by the Indiana Fever, and we've brought in Aari Mcdonald. I'm here to cover all their statements, what's going to happen next, and who we might also pick up in addition to Aari Mcdonald. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Honestly, it makes sense. We couldn't find a trade for DeWanna Bonner. If she doesn't want to play, if she's frustrated, we can go in the statements and read between the lines, but it makes sense that her contract was so big. This is kind of what I said was going to happen yesterday, which was we were going to have to waive her. And the reason a lot of teams don't really want to make a big roster move for her is she actually hasn't been like, I mean, everybody knows of her talent and potential, but she also hasn't performed outside of like one or two games, really had any solid games going. So trade value is already kind of like speculative, but then also if she's waived, you can pick her up for a vet minimum after she clears waivers. So I imagine that is what's going to happen. I imagine she'll probably go to Phoenix most likely because they have the cap space and they can move it around. She can reunite with AT. All that said, I don't know if she's going to be actually happy because I don't know what other team really wants to waiver and run her as a starter as of right now. I mean, there are some teams, but I don't think that she would go there if her main focus is Atlanta or Phoenix. I just don't think that's going to happen. So, with all that said, she did release a statement. So, her statement was I want to sincerely thank the Indiana Fever for the opportunity to be part of the Fever franchise. Despite our shared goals and excitement heading into the season, I felt the fit did not work out, and I appreciate the organization's willingness to grant my request to move on, particularly at this point in my career. I wish the Fever great success as they continue to build around the dynamic group of young players. I mean, I like DeWanna Bonner. I think this is incredibly disappointing. I like that we got a diplomatic message and it wasn't hey behind the scenes stuff that a lot of haters and other people want to try to put on the situation. It sucks that essentially it reads as if like I knew what I was getting into and I didn't like it in the end, because I'm sure that like the conversations were like, hey, we want to win a championship. We think you're a big piece. Clark probably sold her. Stephanie White probably sold her, but the reality is that she wasn't playing up to a starter potential. She couldn't run in the system. And then when all the dice chips fell, DeWanna Bonner was probably like, I don't either probably was like, I don't think we can win a championship here, or I'm not going to be able to perform here. And she was frustrated. She was frustrated a lot. There were lots of conversations in timeouts, in between plays and dead balls where she's hashing out with teammates, where she's hashing out with Stephanie White, and there was just clearly some disruption there that was visible. At the end of the day, it sucks because again, we invested in a big player, and I think it's a lesson for both sides, right? It's a lesson for the front office to make sure that the players that you bring in are fully bought in. And I think it's true. Like we deserve a young team that can run, and the front office made a mistake in picking her up flat out. So hopefully going forward in the future, we get players again that want to be here, which speaking of players that want to be here, Aari Mcdonald, her statement, as we have now officially picked her up for a rest of season contract. I'm so excited to rejoin the Fever. Although my time with the team was brief, it immediately felt like the place to be. I'm grateful for the warm welcome from the coaches, teammates, and the fans. And most of all, I thank God for the incredible journey I'm on. Now we pretty much know why everything was on hold. I mean, they were trying to shop around for a trade. The team definitely communicated with Aari Mcdonald that they were going to pick her back up. So she waited in the wings. And I think that this is just a great all around pickup. I said it right before we released her. I'll say it again. I think that she does a lot of things for our team defensively, offensively as a backup, as a point guard for Caitlin Clark. And I think also importantly in this time where Clark is just getting absolutely mauled and focused on the defensive side, this will potentially relieve pressure because now you have another competent point guard that can bring the ball up, run the offense, and we can actually start to run actual off ball plays for Caitlin Clark, give her the Steph Curry treatment, and hopefully get her back in her groove because I think that the slump's going to end at some point, and it'll probably be sooner rather than later once she gets her mojo back, once she gets healthy. I think that this just current grueling stretch is just a difficult one, but I think that she'll come out the other side stronger. The team's already gelling in ways that you can only do through adversity. So I think that we're going to see more steps of improvement and growth, hopefully against the Sparks, where we get to see Aari in the lineup and get to see our lineup without Dantas. And so since Dantas is gone, since Bree Turner hasn't been super great, would love to see more Michaela Timpson time. But kind of my quote from yesterday is there has to be something that the coaches are seeing in practice that our hopes can't overcome. Because I would expect more time for Michaela Timpson at this point. I think that teams have had success and shown success by taking rookies and throwing them into the fire and getting them battle tested and getting them real minutes. The problem is all the minutes they're giving Timpson right now are like in garbage time. So it's not like real game experience, right? And stuff to build up her confidence and develop her, right? I think that developing Timpson would be a huge unlock for the Indiana Fever. So I hope they do it. Now, players that they can pick up to fill the forward position. There is Jillian Aline, which we already had in training camp. She would be able to come in, fit in the system, and she's already kind of just familiar with the team and what's going on. However, what I would say is similar to the Aari Mcdonald pickup. It's like we didn't just go right back to Jaylen Brown or something like that. We went and got Aari Mcdonald, someone experienced. So I expect the front office to go hunting a little bit here. I think they want to pick up the right player and find some talent that we can. I think that's the other thing to keep in perspective is like there's not a lot of open forwards that are like we're getting game time that are like solid pickups because we're already kind of into the season. Teams have already dropped and picked up and tried to optimize. So it's not like there's a lot of talent just like hanging out there that's like for sure upgrade. And I think that when we talk about like, oh, we should just release Bree Turner, blah, blah, blah. I mean, if we're releasing Bree Turner for Aari Mcdonald, which is like a known commodity, that's fine, but we know that we're giving up forward strength. But if we give a Breonna Turner now, I don't think that there's a guaranteed player that's better than Breonna Turner just sitting out there, which is the tough part, right? You're still gambling if you drop her. So I think that with the extra space, at least for now, I think that one player that I would like to explore, or at least I would like the front office to try to take a stab at, is Miriam Badane. I think that she is a very interesting pickup. She's 6'3", 6'4", so she's big. She will give us also some rim protection. She has a lot of experience. She played on championship Fenerbahce team. She played for France national team. And at the very least, she was waived by the Lynx earlier this year. Don't fully know the reasons for that. But if we're unsure, I think that we could bring her in on a 7-day at the very least, test her out, see if it's a good fit, because I think that she has a lot of potential. And I think this is kind of where I would view the front office going. Is Eurobasket's kind of going on. There's a bunch of other stuff. There's players out, but a lot of teams have struck gold this year going with international players and kind of farming from that pool, whether it's, the rookies this season that are having their first season, they're vets and they're playing great. I think that is a pool of players that we should be pursuing, because I think a lot of the current talent that we have, in country is not going to be like a huge upgrade. It's going to be like a fill player. I'm interested to see where the front office goes. If anyone else pops up, I'll make sure to cover it. Or if I dig up some other picks, maybe I'll run through those. But for now, tell me what you think of this move. Who do you want to see the Fever pick up in addition to Aari Mcdonald? Potentially, is there someone out there that you're looking forward to potentially? And as always, remember, you're going to be amazing today because you are amazing. And I'll catch you next episode.